Hello, hello, hello. This is your message from the universe for 10/3/2020. This is the rune Hagals. Hagals is the rune of disruption, is the rune of the elemental power, freedom, change, liberation. And in this reading, it really is a big warning for you, okay? Especially some of you. Now, some of you may feel like this does not apply to you. Here's what I have to say about that. Yes, maybe it doesn't apply to you in this moment. You could still listen and get some value out of it. But we are often blind to our own resistance. We are often blind to our own missteps, okay? Because we are so focused on getting things that we want in the way that we want it, or believing that we are a particular way. So, if this reading found you, it's quite possible that you need to listen to it. That's the way it is with all readings. A lot of people say tarot is timeless. I tend to believe that as well. If you randomly come across a tarot thing that you really feel drawn to watch, no matter what date is on it and no matter what sign is on it, there's usually a message there for you. I tend to find that that's the way the universe likes to work. It just kind of sticks things in front of us when it's our time to watch. So this is a warning. Before we dig into these cards, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you ever notice in your life that little things will start to go wrong? You'll start to have little problems. Something weird will happen over here. Somebody will say something strange that rubs you the wrong way. Then your car won't start over here. And then you get into a fight with someone over here. And things tend to just start like snowballing when one thing happens. Now, I tend to think the universe tells me that that's often because they're giving you a sign. They're giving you a nudge, okay, when these little things start to happen. And if you don't acknowledge that nudge with at least, okay, I'm listening, I don't know what you're trying to say yet, then it gives you another nudge, and it gives you another nudge, and it gives you another nudge. And that's what this reading is. This reading is about the nudge, okay? Because when it gets to a certain point, the universe kind of decides that they're going to kick our ass a little bit to get the message across. And that's where disruption comes in. Disruption is a joyful and horrible thing sometimes, because sometimes the worst disasters in your life are what takes you on a completely different path. But sometimes you could have avoided the disaster by seeing the signs before you got to that point. You could have avoided the explosion in your life just by noticing the nudge, by noticing the signs, by seeing those things in your life that need changing, and then acting on that change. Acting on it, not just talking about it, not just pointing it out, not just saying manifestations, but saying manifestations and then acting on those manifestations. And that's what this reading is about. For the second day in a row, we have this Hangman reverse, but today we have two of them. Today we have two Hangman reverse. This is really about that, refusing to shift your perspective. It's about not being open to seeing things from a different point of view. For some of you, this means that you are holding a grudge against someone and you refuse to see the fact that you should have empathy for them. It doesn't mean they're right. It doesn't mean what they did is okay. It just means that empathy is what is going to level you up. My oldest kid is a gamer, so the level up is what comes from expressing empathy. So for some of you, it's literally you're refusing to forgive someone, or you're holding a grudge, or you won't see things from a different light. You will only see them from your own perspective. The universe will disrupt that if you continue to hold on to it and have the goal of spiritual awakening. See, that's the thing. When we step onto this path to say, I want to wake up, I want to be awakened, I want to expand my awareness, I want to, expand my intuition, my gift, I want to step into the world of witch talk, I want to, all of those things. There is an emotional, spiritual expansion that happens in our life. And when we say we want it, we put the wheels in motion. Now, if you want to go back to sleep, you can hold as many grudges as you want, be pissed off at whoever you want to be pissed off at, and you can go to your grave holding that grudge because it makes you feel good. If you're going to do that, then you are choosing to stay asleep. If you are choosing to be awakened, if you are choosing to wake up, you have to forgive people. You have to let go of grudges. You have to forgive yourself. You have to let go of how you see yourself. You have to stop seeing yourself through that lens of negativity. You have to redefine what success looks like to you. You have to look into why you want the success in the way that you say that you're wanting it. You have to dig into everything that comes into your life, searching for the why underneath of it. You have to face the pain that you carry and being resistant to it, having a level of paranoia and not being willing to be open to that change is going to bring elemental disruption in your life. And that's what this card is about. It's about facing those things in ourselves which have held us back or propelled us down a path that perhaps was not healthy for us. Addictions, codependency, holding on to grudges, holding on to anger, narcissism, all of these things that we hold on to in our lives, all of these painful things that we're holding on to, that we don't have to. We don't have to hold on to them. And because we say that we're in the awakening, because we're talking about being awakened, this is going to happen. This disruption is going to happen. And it's going to be amazing for your growth, but you're probably not going to like the way the universe does it. So it's much better for you to heal yourself, for you to love yourself, for you to lean into that foundation of healing your human. And I've mentioned this many times before. There's a lot of paths in spirituality. There's a lot of ways out there to connect with the universe, to access the divine, to, spells and shamanism and the Galactic Federation of Light and crystals and tarot and all of these things are a beautiful way to connect with an energy of the universe. And whatever path you choose, good on Christianity even, whatever path you choose, good on you. But the thing that all of those paths have in common is that we are all human today. Today, we are human. And for all of that other magical stuff to stick, to really be cemented in this human realm in a way that it is effective, you must heal the human. You must release the human pain. You must shed the layers of self-defense and self-destruction that we have built up in our lifetime. It is not an easy thing, and a lot of spiritual teachers avoid it. A lot of people on this path will cling to knowledge and avoid actual emotion. They will tell you to lift yourself out of the human world and ignore the fact that you are human, even as the pain from your human self is keeping you tied down and blocking your magic. We are all human today, and today is the only time that exists. All time happens all the time, and in this place right here, you are human. Work on healing that human, and that human will be able to amplify and channel and integrate with the divine in a way that will change your life. Disruption, freedom, liberation, change at its most destructive and creative. It's not easy, but I know you got this. You are beloved, you matter, you are loved.